today's Man Thoughts video, we'll be testing out my knowledge of my favourite artist, Jackson Browne. Hello and welcome back to Man Thoughts. I'm Ash Robertson with something a little bit different for you today in this new video. Yes, you will be seeing my face and not just hearing my voice as we test out my music knowledge. So if you're subscribed to this channel or you've seen some of our previous videos, you'll know a while back we did a video on Jackson Browne, the Rock and Roll Hall of Famer and singer-songwriter. Now the reason we did this is because Jackson Browne is my all-time favourite artist. I own all of his CDs and I've seen him in concert 6 times at least. He's one of my absolute favourites and yeah, really love him. So we thought, what better way to test my fandom and to test how good a fan I was to see if I can name all of his songs. So to do this, we're using the online site called Sporcle. Now some of you may know about Sporcle. It's an online quiz site where you can try out quizzes on all different topics. Things like sport, TV, film, politics, and of course, music. If you can think of a topic, you're pretty much guaranteed there's going to be a quiz on it. So before we start, just a quick disclaimer to let you know that this video isn't sponsored. Just Sporcle is the best way of doing this. Also, the quiz is a little bit outdated. It doesn't actually feature his latest album, but we'll still be covering that anyway to really test my knowledge. And also, just so you know, I haven't been practicing, just to avoid that in the comments in a little bit. But if you would like to do it, if you'd like to test your knowledge of Jackson Browne's songs, I'll leave the link to this quiz in the description below. Feel free to pause this video if you want to do it beforehand, before we do it, and you can put your score into the comments and see how we compare. But without further ado, let's get cracking and test my knowledge of Jackson Browne. So here we are then in Sporcle. There's 163 songs to get right, with 10 more for the Standing in the Breach album, which isn't featured in this quiz. So 173 songs. The quiz gives us 20 minutes to do it. Hopefully we'll be able to do it in less. So wish me luck. I'm going to press play quiz and let's see how we go. 3, 2, 1, go. So first album, Doctor My Eyes was the single. It wasn't planned on going to make it a single. You didn't really understand why you needed a single when he was making it, apparently. What was the first song? The first song was Jamaica Say You Will. I know that's on there, yeah. Rock Me on the Water, brilliant song. I really like the single version of that one. Oh, I've already put that in there. Jumping ahead of myself. Anyway, there we go. What else have we got? So, From Silver Lake, that's another one on that album. Song from Adam. Did a great version of that. Song for Adam, not from Adam. Does help if I can spell them right. Great version by Greg Allman of that one. My Opening Farewell. That's the last song on this one. I've been recently listening to the version by Bonnie Raitt. They did a live version with Jackson Browne on harmony. It's a fantastic version. Second song from this one. It was Child from These Hills. He says. Is it Child from the Hills? There's some. Is it I Am a Child from these? No, this. You're probably screaming at me in the comments if you're a Jackson Browne fan. I'm getting this wrong for some reason. Right, we'll come back to that one because it's going to cost me too much time. Something Fine, that was written in the UK actually, so a little shout out for that one. Under the Falling Sky, and I heard a version of that one on a radio show that he did years and years ago, and back when Jackson discovered drums, and it's a fantastic version. What else have we got on this one that I'm missing? A Child in These Hills, isn't it? Is that correct? There we go, right. Panic Over. Okay. How can I forget? Looking Into You. There we go. So that's Jackson Browne done. Otherwise known as Saturate Before Using. Take It Easy, song he co-wrote with Glenn Frey, better known by the Eagles version. Our Lady of the Well, which is I would argue his best song, one of his best songs. What else we got? Colours of the Sun. Got to be careful the spelling on that one because it's American. Ready or Not. For Every Man. Sing My Songs to Me, which leads into For Every Man. Great song. These Days, written when he was 16. Fantastic song. Redneck Friend. Probably a bit too early to be explaining what that one's about. What else have we got on this album? There's two that I'm missing out. So I think no. I thought I was a child, and then the next one, what's that? No, that's that one. It's hard when you're against the clock to try and think of each song. The Times You've Come. Fantastic album, definitely worth. If you haven't listened to it, just find it on YouTube, Spotify, wherever you find it, and just listen to it all the way through. Fantastic album. As is Late for the Sky, the next one along. I would argue it's his best album. Oh, wrong album. The Road and the Sky. There we go. I would argue it's actually his best album. Late for the Sky, and I'm sure many critics would agree with me on that one. What else have we got? We've got Walking Slow. Before the Deluge, fantastic song. What else have we got? The Late Show. What comes after Late for the Sky? What can it be? Okay, so, For a Dancer. After Late for the Sky. That is gonna haunt me for the minute because I can't think of it. Phantom of Sorrow. So just to let you know as well with this quiz, there's also live albums involved in this. So sometimes you may see me put a song in and it may pop up 2 or 3 times because there's live albums involved in this. Also his Love is Strange album, which he did in Spain. So if you see a couple of numbers pop up, that will be why. Your Bright Baby Blues, another one of my favourites from the Pretender album. Linda Paloma. What else we got? Here Come Those Tears Again, which was written with the mother of his late wife, who died just before this album was released. What else we got? Here Comes the Tears Again. Sleeps Dark and Silent Gate. Some of the best album track titles you can find on Jackson Browne albums, really are. What else have we got? There's 2 missing there. Daddy's Tune and something about, is it the Only Child or Only Child? Oh, The Only Child. There we go. Right. So Run On Empty, 1977. They're at 51 out of 163 or 173. On to his live album, Run On Empty, filmed on the Pretender World Tour, on the US tour of the Pretender album, filmed all out on the road. We have what comes after that? Rosie. That was the first song I heard, and made me a fan of Jackson Browne. Heard it on The Simpsons when he guest starred on there, and that's what started me off liking Jackson Browne. Love Me to Heart. Shaky Town, written by Cooch, his famous guitarist, Danny Kuchma. What else have we got on that album? The Loadout. Stay, one of his big favourites. A lot of people call out for at concerts. What else have we got? There's one where he's in the bus. They're recording it in the bus because you can hear the bus in the background. Something, is it nothing but time? Nothing But Time. What else have we got? Thunder. You Love the Thunder. There's one missing there. Cocaine, of course. Right, 1980, Hold Out. So Hold Out, of course. Hold On, Hold Out. Of Missing Persons, written for Lowell George's daughter. Disco Apocalypse. I love this song, but this album was canned by the critics. But there's some cracking songs on there if you have a good listen. Call It Alone, written with David Lindley. Brilliant song, one of still in his repertoire today. What's after that one? There's the one with written about the singer and his band, Valerie Carter. That was Friend of Me. That girl could sing. Sorry if you have to listen to me singing. Helps remember the song titles. Boulevard. So that should be that one finished. Right, Lawyers in Love. This is where I get a bit. Where it's tested on these 80s and 90s albums. Where on this date, no, on the day. This is where I'm tested, because these weren't his most successful albums. There's some fantastic songs on here, but you typically will go to the other albums first. What's the other one? Tender as the Night. Knock on Any Door. For a Rocker. That's the one that finishes the album. Yeah. That's that one that samples that famous song. Is it Downtown? Does help if you can spell. I find that's quite helpful for the Sporcle quiz. Say It Isn't True. It is true. There you go. It's on there. Now what's that one there? What could that be? Right, we've got 11 minutes left. We've used 9 minutes. Let's come back to that. So, Lives in the Balance, fantastic song. For America, again, I'm British, but that song makes me feel patriotic, if you can call it that. In the Shape of a Heart, one of the standout tracks from that album. Lawless Avenues, again, not songs that you would classically think of as Jackson Browne, or your first picks, but they're helps if you spell that right. Soldier of Plenty, yeah. But yeah, they're fantastic songs nonetheless. What else was on this album? We had Till I Go Down, which was a bit of more of like a reggae sort of style, but different for Jackson. Candy. That's gonna eat at me for not recognising that one. Right, I think we'll carry on through. As you can see below, there's some of them we've already filmed in as we've gone along. World in Motion, Lights and Virtues, but I think that's later on in the album. I'm jumping ahead. Yeah. The one about his sister, that was what's it called? It's about his sister. The it's called Enough of the Night. Oh, that would have been a painful one if I hadn't got it there. The Word Justice. This is obscure Jackson Browne knowledge that I remember in album tracks. When the Stone Begins to Turn. My Personal Revenge. These are when he was getting a lot political with his music. Chasing You Into the Light. That's become one of my favourites to listen to in the car and in work. It's a really sort of go-y song, that one. I like that. How Long? And then jumping ahead, I remember on another album he has a song called Baby How Long. So let's put that in there while I remember. There's some more on this album that I need to try and remember. Right, again, we'll skip on. Now, I'm Alive. I would say this is one of his best albums. I think it'd be up there with any of his earlier stuff. Really, really good. Miles Away, Take This Rain, Two of Me, Two of You. We broke the 100 mark. All Good Things, Sky Blue and Back, which of course was featured in the Friends pilot a year later when this album was released. What else have we got on there? We've got My Problem Is You, I'll Do Anything, which was also the name of his latest live DVD, which is well worth a watch. It's on YouTube now, actually. I'll put a link in the description so you can watch that. So there's one more track on this album. Too Many Angels, fantastic song. Okay, right, so that's on solo acoustic album as well. Looking East, Barricades of Heaven. I'm the Cat, that one always jumps out at me. It's a weird song, but there we go. Amazing what you remember. Live in the World ends the track. Oh no, it doesn't. There's one after that. Oh, that's going to be painful. Okay, Culver Moon, Information Wars, Some Bridges. Again, another just an album track, but fantastic to listen to. So Next Voice You Hear was his greatest hits, but it featured Rebel Jesus. It also had The Next Voice You Hear, of course. And the other new song was Somebody's Baby from Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Okay, carry on through and I'll see if I can come back to this at the end. The Naked Ride Home, I'm going to struggle with this one. Casino Nation, The Night Inside Me, About My Imagination. There's another one, Sergio something. Sergio, Leon, yeah. My Stunning, oh come on, spell properly. Stunning Mystery Companion. Some more on that one. Yeah, For Taking the Trouble. There's a great version on his Spanish album Love Is Strange of that one. It's great. Right, we've got 5 minutes left, so we're really pushing it for time. So we might come back. So Time the Conqueror. This was the first album I bought. One of the first albums I bought, because it was about that time that I was getting into Jackson Browne. Time the Conqueror. The Drums of War. Just Say Yeah. Had that one played at our wedding. Love it. I mean, mine and my wife's wedding. Just Say Yeah. Far From the Arms of Hunger. The Arms of Night. It's amazing what you remember. I remember listening to The Arms of Night on holiday in China, of all places. Just that song stuck with me and I couldn't not listen to it. We've done the Drums of War. What else was on that album? Oh yeah, Giving That Heaven Away. Where Were You? Hey, right. What else was there? There was another one that's like Giving That Heaven Away. Off of Wonderland. That's a great song. So 2 more on there. So we're at 145 out of 163. So we're doing good. Love Is Strange, the final album that's featured on this. Again, his latest album is not featured, but we'll still go through it. So there was some songs that was done. This was a tour with David Lindley. So there's some songs from his band, El Rayo X. I think that's how you pronounce it. So there was Mercury Blues. There was El Rayo X. There was Sit Down Servant, which is one he's been doing for years, and it goes back to those early radio shows, but I don't know the origin of that. There was also something else. Crow on the Cradle. Love Is Strange. That feature on there. Ooh, spell it right and that'll help. Love Is Strange / Stay. So there's one more on that album. Okay, so that's probably one of these songs that's featured in here. Right, so while I'm stuck here, let's go back to the new album, which I'm sure I'll put some whiz-bangy graphics so you can see these. So it starts with The Bird of St. Mark's, Yeah Yeah, Leaving Winslow, You Know the Night. I'm going to have to write these down because I forget these. You Know the Night, The Long Way Around. What else have we got on there? Walls and Doors, Standing in the Breach. What else have we got on there? We've got... Oh, I should have written these down so I can remember them. What else is on there? The Leaving Winslow, I said that? But yeah, I'm going to have to write these down somehow. Okay. Maybe I'll come back to those at the end, because I'm only going to confuse myself, I think. Right, so let's have a look. Where am I missing the place? So Lawyers in Love. What was that song? Third on the album. No, it's completely skipping my mind, that one. Naked Ride Home again. I'm not so knowledgeable about those ones. It's not my album. No, I can't remember that one. Solo acoustic again. This is the curse with those sorts of albums, because they've Never Stop. Never mind. That's the kind of thing with these albums, with the live albums, is that it may have been an album track, and that's where you'll sort of remember it from. I wonder if I can pull up a Word document or something. Let's see if we can do that. This help? So we can still keep in our time limit. Okay. No, let's see if we can pull it up on here. So we can. No, that still wants to come over here. No, right, we'll leave that. Okay. I think I might be beaten on this, right? Let's try the new album again. So we've got Bird of St. Mark's, Leaving Winslow, Long Way Around, Standing in the Breach, You Know the Night, Walls and Doors. The one about the ocean. What's it called? There's one about the ocean. I've got 30 seconds left. It's completely slipping my mind. Which Side Are You On? There's that one. No, it's completely slipping my mind. I've got 15 seconds left. Just a few more on that album. This is painful. I need an updated list so I can see it all down in front of me. 3, 2, 1. There we are. So we're finished. That was hard. Seeing some of the ones that I should have remembered. Of course. So here Black and White. How did I forget? It's one of my favourites. He opened his live show with that, and it's fantastic. Cut It Away from Lawyers in Love. Anything Can Happen. I'm a Patriot. That's the Little Stephen one from the E Street Band. Bird of St. Mark's, of course. That was when he did that just off the cuff because somebody requested it. Walking Town, Don't You Want to Be There. Going Out of Cuba, Live, Nude, Cabaret, and Tu Tranquilo. So I think I can be let off for not remembering that one. So let's see how we did. Not counting those new songs, which I think ended up just confusing me more than anything. We probably did about 160 out of 173. Is that right? Yeah, that's about right. 160 out of 173. So I wouldn't say. Is that about right? Yeah, I wouldn't say we've embarrassed ourselves, but certainly not 100%. But a good little feature with Sporcle, as you can see, the average of other people. So other people who've taken this on have hit 54% of an average score, and I've got 93. So I can't complain too much, I guess. So still enough to be worked on, and need to get back out and listening to those albums, especially Naked Ride Home. So I need to work up on my knowledge on that one. But hopefully you enjoyed this video, something a little bit different from us. If you'd like to see more videos like this, let us know in the comments, and we'll certainly try it. Sporcle's a great website. Certainly recommend it if you're stuck for something to do for 5-10 minutes or so. Get on there and do a quiz about one of your interests. Don't forget to subscribe, and give us a like on this video. As well as staying subscribed, you can also hit the bell icon so you can stay notified when we put up a new video. But until next time, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you again soon.